Hello, ladies. Welcome back. Welcome back. This is Sharice with Women Living Well. And I just wanted to hop on and talk to you guys today about taking ownership of your life. Um, I think people leave this part out way too much when it comes to creating the life you love, success. Um, you have to take ownership of not only where you are, but where you're going. And I know a lot for me, partly sometimes I would go in and out of being a victim. And I would feel like, oh, this happened, or I don't have this, or I'd see other people and it appeared like they were moving faster in life than I was. A lot of my friends I know personally, I had my oldest daughter when I was 20 years old. So, I was the first of my friends to get pregnant. And it felt like, wow, I made a mistake. Everybody's moving forward. I'm 20 years old. That's, the part of your life where you're supposed to be out doing, not that I didn't have fun, but I now had a child. So it felt like to me, my life, I wouldn't say stop, but it had to change. I had to grow up quickly. And I did. And I had to be more responsible than my friends did. And it felt like they were all being able to just have fun and live their life. And though I, took ownership of that, I still felt like, I would find myself going in bouts of feeling like a victim, just for lack of a better word. I would go into victimhood. And I would always quickly, I'd mope sometimes, but then I'd catch myself because I knew nobody's going to save me. I wanted to. I hoped that somebody would see something in me and, oh, hey, let me give this opportunity. And for a little while, I would have this silent hope. But basically, I just woke up one day, was like, nobody's coming to save me. Nobody saved me out that relationship. I had to save myself. Nobody saved me because I became a mom. I had to save myself. Nothing else is like, it is what it is. Like, this is where I am. I know for a while I felt like I didn't have hard skills. I didn't understand what my skill set was, where my gifts were. I didn't understand how to use them. I knew that I was a people person. I knew that I was creative. I knew that I was quick on my feet. But I didn't understand how that could parlay into a career. But I knew that I wanted to be successful. And so early on in my career, I just did, like I said before, what's the next best thing? What can I do? And I'd say, you know what? I know I want to be successful. Yes, I have a baby. I had to drop out of school. I was in school for fashion. I had to drop out of school. But I still want to be successful. What's the next best thing? And I'd say, you know what? I want to use my skills. I want to use what it is that I have to start building success. And I just started talking to people that I knew. But first, I made up in my mind that I was going to get myself out of my situation, which is working dead end jobs. I basically, after I had my daughter, when I was pregnant with her, I was working two jobs. I was working as a waitress while I was pregnant, and then a little side job. I think it was like honey baked ham as a cashier, because I think they paid like $19 an hour, and it was a seasonal thing. So I just wanted to make some money to save up for her. And then after I had her, I had always been in hospitality up until then. So I was like, how am I going to do this with a kid? As you know, hospitality, those hours are crazy. And I needed something. I remember my mom telling me, you need to find something stable. And I was so offended because I was like, I don't have like a degree. I don't have skills. How am I going to do this? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to use what I got to somehow make it work. And so what I did was I started reaching out to friends, or whoever I had in my circle at that time. And one lady, she was older than I was, that's why I call her a lady. She knew a guy who had a catering company, and he needed people to do um, his banquets. Basically, when he would do gigs for weddings or for corporate events, whatever it was, he needs someone to kind of serve, set up, work the room. I was like, oh, bet. I got that. I was a waitress. I did this. And I worked I did fine dining for a minute. So I quickly jumped at the chance because it was paying pretty good money. And it wasn't where I would have to work, go to work at 2, get off at midnight sort of thing. Um, and so I was like, I'm just going to try it. It wasn't the amount of hours that I wanted right off the bat, but I was still going to go for it because I had a baby. I knew where I was trying to get to. I had to do it. So I jumped into it. Um, just started doing the gigs, developed a relationship, just being my normal self, reaching out to the guy, developing a relationship. Basically, that's what I do. I love talking to people, and so I'll make everybody my friend. And he instantly, after the first time I went and did a gig with him, he told my friend, the lady that I knew, family friend, oh my God, I love Sharice. I love her personality. I need her to work for me, like full time if she will, or, part time, but at least 30 hours a week. Like, I need her. And I was like, what? When she told me that, I was like, yes. I didn't even know what he wanted me to do, but I was like, okay, cool, because I was able to network at the events. And so this is in Atlanta, so he was doing a lot of the corporate events. That's what I was doing for him. And so I was working in when people would do corporate luncheons. And so I was just working the room, talking to people, talking to the contacts, and he wanted me to basically try to get them to rebook after that event. So that's what I did. And I kept talking to them and talking to the people, and hey, I'll follow up with you. Here's our brochure, blah, 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 blah. I was marketing. I didn't know that, but I was marketing, sales and marketing. And so while we were there, I was like, hey, while we're here, why don't we talk to all these people in this building? And he was like, yeah, that's a great idea. So I started going to each office. Hey, we're a catering company, blah, 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 blah. And it was like clicking, like, oh, okay, this is a skill. Like, this is something that I can do. It's easy for me. And I see obviously that everybody just don't have that. And I started to see like, wow, I have something that people need, companies need, and everybody can't do. This has to be some kind of like, this has to somehow be a part of what can make me successful. And so I started looking into like marketing and what it takes to be in marketing and all the opportunities that were available. And I started to see like, oh, okay, wow, I do have a skill. Like, I could use this. And so that's what I did. That's really my first career was in sales and marketing. And then that moved to corporate event sales and marketing. But what I want to hammer in here is that I knew I was in a situation that I put myself in. I didn't know exactly how to get out, but I knew what I wanted, and I knew nobody was coming to save me. So I had to figure it out on my own. And life worked with me. When you make up in your mind, everybody I talk to, I'm always like, if you make up in your mind, you're going to be successful. This is going to work. Yada, yada, yada. Make up in your mind. That's all you got to do. Say, this is going to happen. I'm going to do this. As long as you put that little first step out there, God will come in and give you the next step to do. The universe will work in your favor. It's waiting for you to take that first step. So when you take that first step, God's going to run in and be like, boom, boom, here's people, here's places, here's resources. But the first step is belief. Whatever you believe about yourself, whatever you believe about the situation, that's what it's going to be. So if you believe, hey, I'm taking ownership, I can take care of myself, I can change my life, I can make success out of no success, I'm going to turn this nothing into something, that's what will happen. You don't have to always know how it's going to play out. But the first step is taking the mindset of, I'm going to be successful, I'm going to save myself. And the opportunities will flow. They'll follow. But you first have to make the choice. It's a choice, basically. You can choose to be a victim, or you can choose to be a hero. I always say that no matter how bad my story sounds, I love it because I was my own hero. I wasn't waiting for somebody else to come save me. I didn't think, oh no. And here's the thing too. Even though I didn't, I was still a single mom and I was working, I didn't have a life of stress. Throughout my life, I've also always created a life that worked for me, a lifestyle that worked for me, even when it wasn't the norm. My family comes first. My children come first before anything. Period. That was my issue. It's like, I can't work when y'all tell me to because it's about my kid. And then once I met my husband, we had more children. It's about my family. And I've made my life work for me and my career work for me because I know who I was. I knew what I brought to the table. And so people be like, all right, well, you just tell us what works for you. That's been my life. I don't say be delusional because delusional means something that is unrealistic. I say be confident. Be single-minded in what it is that you want and what it is that you won't accept for yourself, and the only thing that you will accept. But before I go off on a tangent, I just want to say, take ownership of your life. Take ownership of your success. It literally is up to you. It's up to you. Take ownership, decide what you will and won't have in your life, what you want and what the only thing you'll accept. And then allow the next step or allow the answers to come for you, to happen for you. And they will. All right, y'all, that's all I got today. Hope you're enjoying. Oh, before I go, let me guys, let me know what you want to hear more of. Like, if you want more how-to of the manifestation of like how I manifested homes, how I manifested cars, how I manifested my husband, just daily life manifestation stuff, let me know. If you want more stuff on marriage and preparing for marriage, let me know. So comment down below. Or what else is it? If you guys wanted the stuff with the love languages, how to speak in love languages and how to recognize somebody's love language, let me know that as well. So I got plenty of content. I just didn't know like what you guys want right now. So I only want to make what you guys want at the moment. All right. Bye. See you later.